Hello everyone, welcome back to Crafting with Jeanine. Today I'm going to show you how to do the twisted boutique bow using 3-inch ribbon. Now this bow measures 7 inches across this way and 6 inches high this way. It is really big and I know a lot of girls are going gaga over the big bows. So I'm going to show you how to do this really easy using the crease method. So for this, what you're going to need is 48 inches of ribbon. And it's 3-inch ribbon, and I've got this super pretty, like, awesome, all designs are different, marbled ribbon from Miss Pam Tandy. I'll leave a link to her website in the description below. She hand marbles them. Everyone will be different. Nothing's always going to be the same. Super cute. So, for this, you'll need 48 inches. And as always, I will leave the measurements in the description below, along with a link to my Facebook group and my Facebook page. Great group of ladies there. Everybody is very helpful and everything. So please do come and join the group. So what we're going to do is you're going to fold it in half. When you get it in half, you're going to make a crease. And I've got my little iron here. I will put a link for this as well. If you haven't checked out my video for the tools that I use, I will link that video as well. So we're just going to iron a crease here. And so that you have a crease right here. And then I always work right side first. You can do it the left side, however you prefer. But I'm going to take this right side of the ribbon. I'm going to fold that in half. Just right up here at the top. And I'm going to give a little crease right there. Just to make a tiny little crease. Just like that. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take it and you're going to pull it around. And you're going to want this look when you're doing it. So that it looks like this. And then we're going to hold that in place. What we're going to do is we're going to take a straight pin. I'm going to hold them together. And then I'm just going to pin the two pieces together. So now I'm going to take the other side and fold it up the other way. If you guys are familiar with the figure 8 method for doing a twisted boutique bow, it is very similar to that. I just have a few changes that are made with the crease method. So, just like that. And then we grab another straight pin. Making sure nothing moves on us as we're doing this because we want everything to stay straight. We go through, and then we're going to take this one out from the bottom. This is just me, you don't have to. I like to put them both on top, so that they're both on top like that. So now what we're going to do, so now you should be looking at this in front of you. So now you're going to do is you're going to take this corner, and fold it up to this corner. So you're just going to fold up that way, and we're going to go here. And we're going to put another crease. And this is the reason why I call it the crease method. Because our markers are our creases. So we're just going to crease right here on this side. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Just get it all flat. Holding it still so nothing moves. And we're just going to crease it. Now this 3-inch ribbon is a lot to work with, so takes a minute to get everything in place. So now we've got our creases on both of our sides. So what you're going to do is you're going to take, I always work right side first, I always said it. You're going to take the right side, and you're going to try to center it as best you can, keeping the edge of the crease with these points here. So you got to make sure that the edge of our crease is in those points. And what I'm going to do, because the 3-inch is so very tricky to work with, I'm just going to take another straight pin. And I'm just going to put it this way, right there, just to hold that one still. So that I can bring this one over, right over the top of it. Lining up our creases, just like that. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick it all up, I'm going to hold it still, I'm going to take another straight pin, and right in the middle, going up and down, I'm going to put a straight pin. And that went through all of the layers. So now everything is all together. I can kind of move it. And then if you want to flip it over and make sure you're still straight. Just like that. So now my pins are holding it steady. So what I'm going to do is make sure my points are still lined up. So now I've got my needle with upholstery thread. Always use upholstery thread. You will never have an issue of it coming undone on you. So then I'm just going to come up from the bottom. And I'm going to just go up and down. I don't 100% worry about my creases. I'm just pulling those pins out from the bottom so when I do it. Like how many creases I make. I know some think that the number of creases makes a difference. I don't really think it does because we wrap the centers anyway. But just going through until I get across and I have a pretty even spacing between each of my creases. And with this one, I've got to come up and down a couple of times because my needle's not long enough, just like I have. Just like that. And I'm going to go one more in. So now that I have that, I can pull this pin out of the middle. And then all I'm going to do, I'm going to take it and I'm just going to pull this all tight. Some like to hand crease their centers. I can't do that. I never can get it right and I can't hold it still. As you see, I use pins to hold things in place. I just don't have, my hands just don't want to work like that, I guess. So, and then I just sew it. So, just pulling it tight. Make sure that center is as tight as I can get it. And then I'm just going to throw a knot in the back. I'm going to go with 2 for this one. And then we just snip. And just knot in my thread. Okay, so now we have this. And it's looking kind of funky, so we're just going to need to fluff and manipulate our loops some. This is not going to look perfect right out the gates. Now, with the smaller ones, this is a lot easier, but if you can grab a hold of your loops and just give them a little pull and a twist, and then, because you will need to play with your loops. The loops do not come out perfect right out the gates. So it's about a lot of primping and manipulating to get your loops the way you want it. Because we are sewing and everything else. So we move them around. So just kind of shifting and pulling and give a little tug. And all of that. Just making sure that everything is pretty even. Because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this over and I'm going to spray it. Now, it'll take a minute and I'll just show you how I did it on the other one. So I get it all set up like this and looking pretty much how I want it. And then I spray it. I spray it once and it's not 100% stiff yet. And then once I spray it, I can push and manipulate my loops a little bit better to get them to hold their shape. So you can tell, you can see that it doesn't look perfect right now. like my loops are still a little kind of out of whack. So it just takes some playing with to get your loops just right. I don't know about some of you, but I always have one loop in my Twisted Boutique bows that's a little bit uncooperative and a little bit wonky. So that one takes a little bit more time to get it in the position you want it in. You like this one? It's my little wonky loop. So don't feel bad if you got a wonky loop. I don't know how many out there can get it perfect right out the gates without a wonky loop, but I never can. I always have a wonky loop. So now there, I'm going to stop playing with it, and I'm going to take it over and I'm going to stiffen it. See, as it flopped as I moved it. So I'm going to stiffen that one, but like on this one, so my loops, this one was exactly like that one, and then I just kind of fluffed and primped and then sprayed, and then once it was a little bit stiff, I kind of moved them around a little bit more, and then I sprayed it again to get the shape. So there you have it. It's how you can do the big 3-inch Twisted Boutique bow without a template using the crease method. Now this is just the way I like to do it. Brilliant Bowmaker does have a 3-inch template for their snap templates. And it's like $10 for it. Not too bad. And when I'm making my smaller bows, I do use my Brilliant Bowmaker because it's just so much quicker. But this, if you don't have a template and you really want to do them, here's this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. In my group, I will post the finished picture of the bow that I did for this video once it's all stiff and the loops are the way I want them. I'll post a video in the group, so that group will be in the description below. Along with, once again, the measurements for this and the link to the tools that I use video on what I use when I do all my bows. So please, once again, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe, and happy crafting!